Hey everybody, this is Lord Magicus. We're here for the last round of Coco Folk in Modern. We are on the play. I think we've been on the play all 5 games. Uh, Fuck. I can't keep this actually because we have like 2 dead cards in our hand and we're not casting anything on turn. I don't know, it's close, but like I don't want to keep like 2 speakers and have like dead shit. I think this is fine. I'm gonna keep this. I'll put Force of Negation on the bottom. This is a much better hand. So, we'll play Sanctum and pass. We're up against Gung. I don't know what Gung plays. I don't know. Probably like some sort of like multicolored nonsense. I'm surprised we haven't like seen a lot of like pile decks. Okay, so Bobble means that I expect it to be. There's probably like Luris or something in this deck, so. We might get Thought Seized here. Alright, well, I mean, this is not a bad hand to get Thought Seized with. So this might be like Grixis Death Shadow. But the Mishra's Bobble makes me suspect. They might have like Luris in their deck. They took the Lord, so that's interesting. Drawing lands is okay because we still have company. I don't know. This maybe it could just be like a control deck. But if I had to guess, this is probably some kind of shadow deck. So we'll find out. They looked at their own, so I guess they're trying to see if they want to fetch or not. Okay, so alright, that's interesting. Tarmogoyf. So maybe this is the 4-color shadow. You might have Traverse in their deck. Alright. I think we want to play Glasspool Mimic and then next turn play Collected Company. Alright, well, they have a big beefy creature already, so we need to like start doing something here. It's not ideal if they play a shadow, but you know, maybe this is okay. They like fetch and shock themselves. That could be really good for us. I'm not gonna block that. It looks like they're thinking about it. I mean, they might just play like Fatal Push on a Lord or something. But if they were going to do that, I would say that if they have a shadow, they should play it. So they're at 9. That's dangerous for them. So I'm kind of thinking the line here is don't attack. You have 4 cards. Could have like Fatal Push. I think I'm going to play Company in their attack step and try to like find Tricksters to tap their stuff down. Right? I mean, I could go big for it here, but I really don't think that's a good idea. They might have Stummer Denial too, which would not be great. Alright, well, we have to kind of take a gamble here. Hope they don't have Stummer Denial. They have it. They Snap did that. They wanted to do that so fast. So like, alright, if they have Teamer Battle Rage, I accept that. If you have Stubborn Denial and Battle Rage, so be it. But otherwise, I want to like give myself a chance here. Because I don't think I can beat you if you have Battle Rage anyway. It looks like they do. No, they don't. That's shocking. So like, what are you doing here? Just playing another Tarmogoyf. It looks like they're leaving up Fatal Push. Okay, so yeah, we're basically screwed here. Yeah, we die. Alright. They had like a good enough hand. They had, I don't know, so. Okay, what do we need against this deck? I think Kira's good. We want Dismember. I don't want Force of Negation. I don't like... I don't know. Spreading Seas is kind of okay at mana screwing them, but... I don't know. It's rough. I don't want to, like... I think we have to keep either Spreading Seas or Collected Company, and I think that I prefer it like this. Alright, we can do it like that. I don't know, because, like, okay, so we could either keep the companies or the Spreading Seas. So, what are the options? Like, I like the company because it puts more creatures in play at instant speed. I think it gives us a better chance to win. Yeah, alright, we're going to do it like this and just hope. This is a tough deck. I guess this is okay. We can keep it. Relic is fine. It undermines Tarmogoyf by a lot. We have Trickster. We have some creatures. We have like Collected Company, and we have lands to get to it. I think this is a reasonable hand. It's not perfect, but you know what? Nothing's ever gonna be. Wow, double bobble hand, huh? Alright. Let's do this now. Let's get one of these bobbles out of the graveyard. Alright. So they liked the card that was on top. That's interesting. So here's a question. I don't think there's any reasonable chance I don't know if I want to play a creature right now. If I'm not going to play a creature, I should play the Breeding Pool this turn. No, I'm just going to pass. I'm not ready to go all in with my board state yet. Alright. Let's eat another card. I want to keep this Tarmogoyf small. And they got rid of the Bobble, which is nice, because it's easier for them to put lands in the graveyard than it is artifacts. I think that's probably a good sign for us, but if they kept the card on top, then that's probably also not good, so... Like, Tarmogoyf would be pretty bad right now, so... We have to play the Sanctum this turn. I guess I can play a Lord. So it's going to be hard to find a better time to do it. Ideally, I want to be able to play like back-to-back companies. So they might. They didn't even Fatal Push it. That's shocking. And they didn't shock themselves, so I'm feeling like they don't have Death Shadow. So they might be in like a Tarmogoyf hand. This is good though, like we can now freely collect a company. Well, if we can play 2 lords this turn, I think that's a better plan. We can save these to screw with them at instant speed. Now if they play Tarmogoyf, it's kind of risky for them, because you can always trickster it down. They don't have blue mana either, so alright, well now they have the blue, so Stubborn Denial is online. Well, they take the Trickster, but they can't really do anything about this. They abrade a lord? That's fine. They can cast the Shadow next turn anyway, so let's just attack. Liliana of the Veil. Interesting. Well, that is our cue. Hopefully we can find Silvergill Adept to find a card to protect the other company. Yeah, so Kira, Silvergill Adept. And we discard our Lord. And I think they're basically losing now. Like, they are fucked. They do not want to let us cast another collected company for sure. Their removal is offline, like... Even if they play a Shadow here, that's, like, really bad for them, too. Okay, so... how do I want to do this? I guess company first, right? So Master the Pearl Trident, Glasspool Mimic, and I just kill them. Okay, we win. Collected company looked great that time. Yeah, I think they might have been like on a Tarmogoyf plan and they just didn't have a lot of good ways to deal with it. So because of Culligan's command, maybe we don't want the Ether Vials. We can take Vial out in the draw. I don't know. Bring in this, and like one more card. Bring in like a Spreading Seas, maybe? Chalice is not good. They have a Braid, so obviously, yeah, like that's another reason they have a Braids in their deck right now, so Vial is also pretty poor. We can just play with Collected Company. We don't need to have the relics are fine. If they ever braid it, we can just replace it with a card. Maybe Force or maybe one Rex Age. I don't know, it's tough to say. I don't think they have like artifacts or enchantments we care about killing. Force is not terribly good. The only thing is, like, I don't like having enchantments, so like this turns on Stubborn Denial, and I really don't want them denialing my Collected Company, but it also is a card where if they Inquisition it, it makes Tarmogoyf bigger forever. But it does draw a card, and that might be just worth it on its own, so I guess that's fine. We'll take the... It can be used to just randomly win, so... It's probably better than a random 3-mana 2-1. Alright, come on. If we can win this game, we at least get our money back in this league, and then I get to feel less bad about losing the last match to a mistake. Alright. So we need them to just like mulligan to Oblivion. It's not the worst hand, actually. I think I actually keep this. So we do have like 2 lands here because we have Glasspool and Cavern. And I'm probably not playing a creature in turn 2 anyway, so I can just play like Cavern, play Relic, and then Glasspool. Grafdigger's Cage? Okay. Well, that's interesting. Maybe we should have brought in the Rex Sage after all. Alright. Alright, well, we're not casting Company for a long time anyway, so let's hope that... yeah, let's hope we don't draw it. Drawing Company is now a dead card. Okay, that's good. So what are you doing here? They have a pause in our draw step, presumably for Culligan's command. As long as I have this Relic on the field, like, I need to kind of baby it. So they don't play anything either. Interesting. Their hand looks like it might be just loaded full of removal spells. So there's... If their hand is full of removal, then playing a Lord right now is stupid. I want to play Kira first. If they play like Liliana, I can just play Trickster and then try to attack it that way. They don't have 2 black, so... I don't really seem to have anything going on here. So what do? I could just play Trickster now. If they use removal on it, that's okay. Alright, that's fine. I'm willing to do this. So then I have a turn, I can play Kira and then follow it up with 2 Lords. And if they use removal here, okay. I get to use my Relic now. And keeps Tarmogoyf smaller. I do want to play that as a land here. So it looks like they're stuck on just these 3 lands. Alright, well they found Catacombs finally. Alright, well I guess let's get rid of this. So Liliana's the thing that's like really bad right now. So let's hope that we don't see that. Because I don't have a good answer. Like, I guess if they play Liliana, they can down tick and then make us sack this. That sucks. That was like the exact wrong thing. Like, they needed to not do that turn. Alright, that's fine. I have to sacrifice this. But I can at least put 2 creatures in play now. That's not bad either, actually. This means that there's a high chance that I can kill it next turn. I'm probably discarding this other Relic. I think the Dismember is worth too much right now. It's rough. Maybe I actually crack this Relic and then discard whatever that card is instead. I mean, that's fine. What if they just have a bunch of Tarmogoyfs in hand? It could be worth, like, discarding the Dismember and keeping this relic. Alright, we'll discard Dismember. Oh, so they have, like, yeah, so it looks like this relic is actually really important right now. Okay, so here's a question. Do I play these lords here? They have 3 cards left in hand. So, like, what happens if they play, like, Death Shadow next turn? I could play 1 lord, put them to 10. They can play, like, Death Shadow, and then... Does it matter? Like, what are the odds I can kill them then? I don't know, that might be okay. I think I need to kill Liliana, though. Probably play this and hold up a relic. I think, yeah, I already showed them that I have this, so... So it feels like we're doing okay. They did have a shadow, so that's interesting. So they only have 2 cards left, so interesting. I guess I'll pick them. They can exile Kolaghan's Command here, and then the next time I do it, they have to pick a permanent type that is relevant. So they have 2 cards, like... Fuck. I feel like I want to do this. I should attack them with probably just one of these, right? Put them to 6, and then if they kill off one of these, they're still, like, dead next turn. Yeah, I actually should have played a land, I forgot. I should have definitely played this Botanical Sanctum. So why are they attacking here? They're gonna put me to 13, and then what? What are they gonna do after that? Cycle street. Do they have like 2 street wraiths to cycle? They would need like 2 street wraiths and Tamer Battle Rage in order for me to die. Or unless they have, no, they can't have like Bolt and that. So I think I'm just not gonna block this. Yeah. Okay. And I think here we crack the relic. Okay, so they have Scourge. That's fine. It means they're in trouble, right? Alright, I think that means they die. We win. Okay. They only have 1 card in hand, which means, yeah, no matter what, they die. Okay, we win. So we beat the Jund Shadow deck. Well, I guess it's 4 color, but alright, so this was a 3-2 with this deck, but this actually should have been a 4-1 because we definitely like punted away against the 5 color deck. So alright, let's look at this and see how it did. So honestly, like, this was a really solid list. I don't think I missed like the 4th Ether Vial at all. I think if anything, The problem is like I didn't know what it was that I wanted to board in like or out half the time because it felt like we had a really strong deck. Like this company performed pretty well in several matchups, so I think there's definitely something to this. What else? Kira was okay. I think we could have maybe played it a little bit better in some cases, but I think this card was fine. I originally put it in the sideboard because I was more concerned about like Death and Taxes decks, but I think it does fine against like the grindy removal decks like Shadow and whatnot. So I mean it's a little vulnerable to like Liliana, but it is what it is. Maybe we could have or maybe there's some room to squeeze in like 1 or 2 Mutavaults somehow. Maybe we could potentially do something like that. I don't know if that works or not. Yeah, I'd have to think about that. Like, would I be willing to cut like 1 cavern and like an island, or like maybe 2 islands to play like 2 Mutavaults? So we already only have like 18 lands. Yeah, so I don't know. With Glasspool, it might be okay. But I don't know. I think this was pretty close. This was fine. There was a few times where like having a Mutavault might have helped a little bit. What else? Maybe I don't know about how. Yeah, the Dismembers were okay. I mean, the Dismembers are a little bit more painful in this deck, but maybe a fetch lands. We could cut like an island for 1 fetch land to increase our chances of drawing green mana a little bit better. Because we were in a situation where we needed to draw like 1 of 6 cards in our deck in order to cast this thing, and that was not good. But that was also like turn 8, and like the odds are by turn 8 we should have had at least 1 of these lands. So that's gonna happen sometime. And what else? We didn't play Chalice, so I mean it's just there for prowess. I'm trying to think because Chalice is there. It means we don't have like access to stuff like Deprive, which might be more relevant if we go up against Neoform. Maybe like Aether Gust is also relevant. We could potentially cut like a Chalice and something else for like 2 Aether Gusts. Seems reasonable. Aether Gust is also okay against against some of the prowess decks too, so that's possible. That usually though, when you want Chalice, you want to have like a lot of copies of it because Chalice is an important card, and you really want multiples too because they're going to bring in answers to it. So the Reclamation Sage, like I guess one thing I did not consider when we started playing this is Grafdigger's Cage actually does something against our deck now. Now, is it that big a deal, like that they're cutting off like just 4 cards in our deck with Cage? Like, probably not, because I think the rest of the deck, even without company, was pretty fine on its own. But maybe that just dilutes their deck too much if they bring in Cage, so that might be fine. But it is something to be concerned about. So if you think that they are going to bring in Grafdigger's Cage, there's always the option to bring in this Reclamation Sage as a kind of next level plan against it. So it's something I didn't consider, but it's possible. And like in that last game, I could have considered boarding in one of these because of Grafdigger's Cage. Now it wouldn't have changed that game, but it could have. So there are definitely lines where that could have happened. And what else? Oh yeah, the lack of Deprive also hurts a little bit against the Tron decks, but as we saw, just a very aggressive plan against Tron seems to be fine. And we're not as vulnerable to Ugin the Spirit Dragon as we were in the past. Part of the problem is that once Tron plays something like Ugin, we're fucked. Or even Oblivion Stone, because we don't have a good way to deploy a lot of stuff to the board after they do that. Like, they will crack Oblivion Stone on our end step, and then we have nothing to attack them with the next turn. But with Collected Company, we could easily add another 6 power to the board, and then maybe draw a Lord, or even another Collected Company, and we could be attacking them for a lot more damage than they're prepared to deal with. So let's say they Ugin and -2 and exile our board, and we Coco into 2 Lords. We actually get to kill Ugin there, so this kind of helps us a little bit against Tron, so it kind of makes up for the lack of Deprive by a bit. So that's worth considering. Overall, though, I think this was fine. Maybe Mara Reedry has a spot in here somewhere. I have no idea how I would find slots for it, but it's possible that we could want Reedry, because Reedry is really good with Glasspool, and it makes like a lot of the rest of this better. So I don't know. Maybe we don't need spreading seas. Maybe we just cut spreading seas and just play like Mirror Regeries or something. That's a way to go. Like I don't know. I'd have to think about that more. But I'm curious to like how you guys feel about this. Like, do you have suggestions? Like, what would you have changed in this list? I think that this was fairly successful and probably warrants some more testing. I think that it was fine. So, yeah, give this a thumbs up, please. Let me know your comments. I will read through them all, and I will see you again next week. I'm not sure exactly what I will do next week, as I don't have a particular plan in mind at the moment, but we'll see when we get there. Maybe we'll play Pioneer. It's been like a little while since we've done it. Mono Blue Devotion is, I know it's something that like a lot of people like, so we might go and play another league with that. Or maybe we'll play this again, and we'll have to see how I feel next week. So take it easy, everybody. I'll see you then.